Start the stream. Turn this down. And good evening. We are live from Greenwood, Delaware, where tonight we bring you a non-conference season opener here on 302 Sports. It's the Henley Conference Friday night game of the week. Good evening, folks. I'm Benny Mitchell. Tonight, it's a battle of top 10 teams in Division II. The Caravel Academy Buccaneers travel down to Sussex County to take on the defending state champion Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Let me bring in my broadcast partner for tonight, Josh Webb. And Josh, we opened the season here on 302 Sports with the Kickoff Classic, and now we have a top 10 matchup, which includes the defending champs. What do you think? What's your outlook going into tonight's game?
I just think it's an exciting way to start the season. I mean, you're talking about two of the top programs in the state. Caravel, over the last couple of decades have been one of the premier programs in Delaware, and Woodbridge over these last 5 or 6 years have really put together something special, and we'll see if they can keep it going.
And Josh Webb, folks, he's assistant coach at Lake Forest, and 2011 graduated he was the quarterback at Lake Forest back then, and went through some pretty good Lake Forest teams back in the day. You had Quatir Bryant and a lot of good guys that came through that program, and now it looks like you guys are starting to pick it up and get back maybe back to a state tournament bid this year.
Well, we hope so.
Right.
We hope so. A lot of work to do.
You got off to a 41-0 win last night. Folks, you're on the Sodell Concepts pregame show here on 302 Sports. Again, Benny Mitchell and Josh Webb. Well, Josh, let's go ahead and talk about these two teams. Caravel comes in at number 10 in the 302 Sports football poll. The Bucs finished last season 5-5, and interestingly, they started the season with 5 straight losses last year, and of course they finished with 5 straight wins, giving them some momentum coming into this season. Caravel, they're set at the skill positions. If I had a concern for them, it'd be the fact that they only have 7 players rostered with numbers between 50 and 79. That's limited depth. That tells me there's little room for injury for them when it comes to the line.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a concern. I mean, you're only 1 or 2 injuries away from having to play maybe somebody who's not quite prepared. But the one thing about Caravel is those kids go there to play football. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that the guys that they have are gonna come out and try to play well. Bringing back an experienced quarterback in Jacob Hoffman, and hopefully he can get those guys ready to go. Woodbridge
is coming off their second state title in 3 years, but they were hit hard by graduation. They graduated 4 first-team All-State players: quarterback Troy Haynes, Offensive Player of the Year Jamon Kane, Defensive Player of the Year Brock Keeler, and the All-State safety Gabe Westcott, all playing college football now. And while every team graduates some talent, that's a big hit. Yet the Blue Raiders come in as the consensus number 1 on all the polls in the state of Delaware. What does that tell you?
Well, there's not a shortage of good football players down here in Bridgeville. That's the first thing it tells me. And anybody who knows the youth football scene knows that they got a lot of kids coming up through their Pop Warner and their middle school program. And I'm sure these kids are really excited to step up and fill those roles.
Josh, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the players to watch tonight. Folks, you're watching 302 Sports, the Henley Conference Friday night game of the week on the Sodell Concepts pregame show.
I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon.
And welcome back to Woodbridge High School on the Sodell Concepts pregame show with Benny Mitchell and Josh Webb. Josh, let's start talking about players to watch, and we're going to start with the Woodbridge Blue Raiders, and they are now officially under the Jed Bell era. In fact, Ed Manlove here tonight moved to South Carolina, but he's up with some family issues or some issues with the health and the family, and but he's in attendance. But let's talk about three guys that to watch here for Woodbridge tonight. It's going to start with number 3, Jaquan Massey. We had a Massey last year and Richard Massey, and tonight is Jaquan Massey. Similar type runner, but we're going to see how effective he is between the tackles like Richard was. Massey's just a fleet of foot out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, his brother Richard was very tough in between the tackles, and we'll see if Jaquan can step up and be the workhorse for them.
I think the name that we're going to people weren't expecting to see, you lose Troy Haynes, the all-conference quarterback, and you get Dalton Purdue, the second string or second team all-conference quarterback. Dalton moves from Laurel to Bridgeville, and he's now the quarterback. And he's wearing a big number out there tonight. He's carrying that number 8.
Yeah, he's got to step up and fill the void of Ocho. And he's a tough kid, and I'm sure he's up to the task.
Now, you went as a quarterback. You went through a system the whole time you're through. Now, Dalton's in a different position. Laurel ran more of a power offense last year where when he did throw the ball, it was more of a rollout fashion. Tonight, under the Woodbridge offense, it's a lot of 3-step, 5-step drops. What does he have to do to or what have they probably done all summer to get him ready for this offense?
It's a lot of footwork stuff, and it's a lot different when you're rolling out and you can use your athleticism. But trying to get in a 3-step, 5-step, a lot of play action. The ball handling is very important in this offense, and trying to get people on their heels. He
has a good arm, but we'll see how he runs the offense tonight. He's playing on both sides of the ball. He's a senior. And finally, number 50, Tayshawn Ford Jackson. I know at least a two-sport athlete. He's a wrestler. He's the center and a linebacker. And Tayshawn Ford Jackson, he was big in their defense last year in their title run. Talk a little bit about Ford Jackson.
He is tough as nails. He is the epitome of a Woodbridge football player. He's a little undersized, but he comes in ready to play, and he's going to fly to the football.
And we're going to talk about 4 of the Caravel Buccaneers. And we're just going to start with Jacob Hoffman, the quarterback. Good arm, a good athlete, but he's got a battle tonight. I'm looking at the American flag, and it almost looks like a picture. It's almost so straight blowing off that flag. He's going to have a hard time throwing the ball, I think, tonight because of the weather.
Yeah, he is, but he's got a couple of years' experience. I believe he took over as a sophomore, so hopefully he kind of understands that he's going to be battling the elements tonight and can adjust accordingly.
And then next talk about number 24, Ethan Potter. He's committed to Villanova, listed as a running back. I think they're going to try to find different ways to get him the ball. He's a stud.
Oh.
They're going to hand off to him. I think they have to kind of try to put the ball in the air to him a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to try to use him in different kind of ways. He's so athletic and so versatile that and he's also a stud on defense as well.
Right, he's the safety on their defense. Number 6, Kai-Shawn Drumgo, only a sophomore running back defensive end. I think Caravel's going to have a lot of guys going back and forth tonight. Up there this week, this kid's an athlete. Watching him at practice, and I couldn't believe he was a sophomore, but he's an athletic kid.
Yeah. Well, if they do decide to go under center and run some wing T or something like that, you'll have to depend on that guy to get you some tough yards, especially against a tough defense.
And the last player to look at for the Caravel Buccaneers, number 9, Taylor Bright, athletic, big kid, running back, linebacker. He's just a junior. Again, we're talking about the 3 guys we're talking about are playing both ways, and probably all going to be touching the ball some tonight.
Yeah, you see him out here warming up, and he looks like a real thick and strong kid. So we'll see if he can get anything going on the ground for Caravel tonight.
Folks, you're watching the Sodell Concepts pregame show with Benny Mitchell and Josh Webb here on 302 Sports. We're about 9 minutes away from kickoff, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the keys of the game. We are watching the Henley Conference Friday Night Game of the Week. We'll be back after this message.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
I'm Sarah, the Director of Events at Baywood Greens. Planning a wedding is an exciting and wonderful time. Let us help you make it great. Our experienced team of hospitality professionals coordinate and execute every detail to provide a stress-free experience so you can focus on the moment. From food to flowers, we prepare everything on site, tailored to your vision. Let Baywood Greens transform your next event to a memorable experience. I'm Sarah, the Director of Events.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare and a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts.
And I'm Danae from Matt's Fish Camp.
Come check us out.
Matt's Fish Camp is the small local fish joint with 2 locations on Coastal Highway in North Bethany Beach and Lewis, where we serve up traditional coastal fare and a casual atmosphere with house specialties like colossal crab cakes, lobster rolls, and fried Ipswich clams, along with crowd pleasers like fish and chips, fried shrimp, and a daily selection of fresh caught fish. Matt's Fish Camp, serving up lunch and dinner 7 days a week, all year.
Locations in Bethany Beach and Lewis, Delaware. See you soon.
And welcome back to the Soto Concepts pregame show. Folks, I just realized that this is a 7:30 start. Game time got changed from the schedule I had. So we're going to cut away. We're going to hold off on the players to watch, the keys to the game. We're going to talk a little bit about our sponsors. That starts with Soto Concepts. Soto Concepts, 10 restaurants, a food truck, and a catering service all along the culinary coast. Barclays Heating and Air. They bring us the out-of-town scoreboard. Barclays Heating and Air out of Smyrna, Delaware. Lasher's Barbecue. They bring us the Red Zone. The Lasher's Barbecue brings us the Red Zone. And I tell you what, try to pit beef down there on Long Neck Road. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they're open. Juwan Johnson State Farm brings us the trivia question. Juwan Johnson State Farm. The Purple Parrot. The Purple Parrot Pigskin Picks. Purple Parrot Grill. Also their sister restaurant, Iguana Grill, in Rehoboth Beach on Baltimore Avenue. Active Pest Solutions brings you our Pest of the Game. At the end of the game tonight, myself and Josh Webb will pick a Pest of the Game and have his picture up on social media and talk a little bit about that guy at the end of the game. And then Louis Pizza sponsors our Player of the Game. Louis Pizza on 11 Rehoboth Avenue, home of the grinder. They're just steps away from the beach and boardwalk. And Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care. They bring us our turf report that you'll have right before kickoff, weather, field conditions, and all that good stuff. Green Blade Turf Report. They're out of Dover, Delaware. So, folks, we're going to cut the mics away for a little bit. And when the Caravel Band gets on, Caravel Band, folks, look for your kid because we're going to have them on air tonight. So we'll be right back, folks, at around 7:15 for the kickoff tonight.
amigos. The band is from Galeon by Mr. Lopez, Diego Esteban by James Turner, and Malagueña by Ernesto Trump. The band is directed by William Barrett, assistant director Eric Gilman, and color guard Andrea Student leaders are color guard captain Gabriela Kemp, percussion captain James Moore, brass section leader James Stevens, and woodwind section leader Landon Gessler. Our trumpet soloist is Stuart Tumo. The Marching Buccaneers would like to thank the Caravel Academy Music Boosters for their tireless and unwavering support of our band program and for their assistance in keeping our band on the field. And we would also like to thank the Caravel Academy administration for the support of our program as well. The Caravel Academy Marching Buccaneers invite you to enjoy our show. Senior drum major Madeline Beardsley, is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoy our show.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. So that was the Caravel Academy marching band. So we'll make sure we give Woodbridge equal time tonight at halftime. So, Josh, let's get back to the SoDel Concepts pregame show. We're about 15 minutes from kickoff. And let's talk about the keys to victory for those two teams. And we're going to start with the Blue Raiders. They have to limit the penalties. It seems to be a pattern over the last several years where early in the season, the Blue Raiders, they let teams just hang around because of costly penalties early in the season.
Yeah, especially last year, it really seemed like they had a couple of games where they should have taken an early lead and finished the game, and it seemed like that the penalties were able to keep the opposing team in it. So as long as they can limit those, I think that they'll have a good chance tonight.
I think another thing for Woodbridge tonight, another key to victory is they can't turn the ball over. Last year they had, you only come across a group of kids like that once in every 10 years, and you're talking about the offensive and defensive player of the year and all the All-Staters, and they just can't afford turnovers and mistakes tonight.
No, and I think that kind of ties in with our penalties as our number one key.
Right.
You can't shoot yourself in the foot against a team like Caravel that's not going to make those type of mistakes.
But I think the third thing they have to do is they got to have that swagger. They have to play like they're the defending state champs.
Absolutely. You've earned the right to do so, and they look pretty excited out here in pregame, and hopefully they carry that into the start of the game.
And for Caravel, what do the Bucks have to do tonight? Number one, defensively, be solid between the tackles. Don't let Woodbridge chip away with their bread and butter.
Yeah, if you let Woodbridge start establishing that run game and get moving and grab a couple first downs, it feels like every time you watch them play, they get 30 first downs.
Right.
And if you let them do that, then it's hard to get the ball back and put some points on the board.
Even though it's windy, it might change a little bit, but I think they need to test that young Woodbridge secondary. There's no Gabe Westcott back there. There's no Jamon Kane back there. There's no Richard Massey back there. You're going to see three new guys back there. It's going to be interesting to see if they play one or two safeties tonight.
Yeah, it will be because Caravel's really got some weapons outside. We've already touched on Ethan Potter, and we've heard about the Newark transfer Jermaine Earl. And Jacob Hoffman can sling it. So if they can get going in the air, it could really give them a great chance to put some points on the board.
And they got to get out. Caravel has to get off the field on third down. They cannot let Woodbridge extend drives and keep the ball moving.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we just mentioned, if you let Woodbridge get going and they just start chipping away and getting first down after first down, it's tough for your defense to stay on the field that long and still be competitive.
Folks, you're watching the SoDel Concepts pregame show here on 302 Sports. I'm Benny Mitchell, with me Josh Webb, an assistant coach at Lake Forest High School, where he played football back in 2010, 2011. And we're going to go to a quick timeout. When we come back, we're going to have the Green Blade Turf Report, and we should be getting near kickoff.
We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck right here on the Culinary Coast in southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis and the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck.
And welcome back to the 302 Sports. We're on the Sodell Concepts pregame show here with Benny Mitchell and Josh Webb. And it's time for the Green Blade Turf Report. We're here at Woodbridge High School in Greenwood, Delaware. Bermuda field, Bermuda grass on the field. The field is in excellent condition. Probably needed that rain last night that it got. And the field is, and I walked on it, it's in great shape. Temperatures at kickoff are 64 degrees, and the winds are blowing at about 14 miles an hour, maybe a little higher. I'm looking at the flag off to my left, and it is straight off the pole. So that might be a little higher than a 14-mile-an-hour wind, but there's plenty of wind. That's your Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care Turf Report. So we're heading to kickoff. We had heard that the Jermaine Earl kid from Newark was at Caravel. He is not on the roster, but there is an athletic number 15 out there, and we do not have a number 15 on the roster. So interesting to see if that's who Jermaine Earl is. We were, all reports that he was coming to Caravel and was here. So see if we can get up with a Caravel coach and confirm that. Head coach for Caravel, John Reed, longtime coach there at Caravel. And here at Woodbridge is the Jed Bell era. The Jed Bell era is upon us. And Woodbridge not on the field yet. Again, some of our sponsors we want to thank. Barclays Heating and Air bringing you the out-of-town scoreboard. We should be getting scores as some of the games, 7 o'clock kickoff games have kicked off. Capstone Homes, new sponsor here with 302 Sports. Capstone Homes on Route 1 in Lewis. Lasher's Barbecue, sponsor of our Red Zone. Juwan Johnson State Farm is our trivia question. Purple Parrot, our pigskin picks. Active Pest Solutions, the pest of the game. Louis Pizza sponsors our player of the game. Green Blade Irrigation and Turf Care brought us the Turf Report. Folks, we're almost ready for kickoff. Josh, I think the biggest thing to look for tonight as we go into this broadcast is turnovers. We saw it last night. Apparently up at the game up north, a lot of turnovers. So early season, weather's cool, so we shouldn't see cramping. But I think turnovers are going to be key in tonight's game.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, you saw even in our game last night, there was just it felt like the ball was constantly going back and forth. So, it's a little bit expected in week 1, but I think whichever team wins the turnover battle has a better chance of winning the game.
Let's talk about the Division II. This is the big Division II game. Let's talk about the top 10 rankings in 302 Sports. Coming in number 10 are the Caravel Buccaneers here tonight. Number 9, Lake Forest. Number 8, Delaware Military Academy. Number 7, Tower Hill, the Hillers. Number 6, the Archmere Auks. 5, the Howard Wildcats. 4, AI DuPont. 3, Delmar. 2, Wilmington Friends. And number 1, your defending state champions, the Woodbridge Blue Raiders that we're about to see come on to the field. And Delmar's got a tough one tonight down at in Annapolis playing St. Mary's. It's been talked about all preseason. Dante Trader no longer there. Mason Lilly goes to Florida. That's 4 potential all-state players spots right there with those 2 guys leaving.
Yeah, because they were both studs on both sides of the ball. And St. Mary's, I believe, it was a very close game last year.
Right, played at Salisbury University.
Yep, because we had weather that weekend too. So it'll be interesting to see if they can go over there and get the job done.
A couple other games around the conference tonight. Cape and Lopin they're playing non-conference against St. George's in the Northern Division. And while we're talking about Division I, let's go through those rankings. Number 10, Appoquinimink, they're at Caesar Rodney tonight. St. George's Tech, they're down number 9. They're down at Cape and Lopin. Number 8, Smyrna, they're at the Harvest Bowl with Middletown. Should be a big game. William Penn, number 7, Caesar Rodney at home tonight. Number 6, Dover plays at 10:30 tomorrow against Hodgson. Middletown, number 4, Hodgson, number 3, Salesiana number 2, and the Sussex Central Golden Knights ranked number 1. They are the defending state champs in Division 1. And Josh, when I saw that come out, I questioned that, and then I looked at their roster. I thought, man, they lost a lot, but they brought back a lot.
They brought back a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously it'll be hard to replace the twins, the Barnes twins,
Right.
who are phenomenal players. But I thought the same thing until I saw their roster, and I was like, man, they got a lot.
Well,
of
Michael
guys
Glandon played 2 games last year for them at quarterback. So here come the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Caravel already on the sideline, and here they come, the defending state champions. Little new helmet look, leaving the black, going to the blue. And, folks, I want to one thing before we get to kickoff. At the end of this season, we will be awarding on 302 Sports, the Southern Broadcast, the Troy Haynes Blue Heart Award. Troy Haynes, the quarterback last year, stricken with cancer, still in Texas fighting the disease. And, one of the most inspirational kids I've met through this thing. And here's a kid that, through all this, Josh, has never worried about himself. It's always been, I want people to know I'm okay. It's always been that way with him. And, you coached against him, just a leader, a team player, and just a tough kid all around.
Yeah, he's just an outstanding kid, and what's been awesome is to see the community and actually
Absolutely.
the whole state in general just rally around this kid, and we're rooting for you, Troy.
So the Troy Haynes Blue Heart Award will be offered to the player that most reminds us of Troy Haynes at the end of the season. It'll be from one of our broadcasts here on 302 Sports in the Henley Open Conference Friday night game of the week. So a lot of players to play to pick from that, and we'll announce that after Week 10. And Week 10, Josh, you'll like this one. I think we're going to be covering the Battle for the Bell for the first time.
That's awesome, man. It's a special experience, and we hope to see you guys there.
We plan to be there as long as we can structure Milford's. They have one of the smaller press boxes because they don't have an up top like we have tonight. Here with us, 302 Sports, Josh Webb, and my color guy, Dave Marvel, our stat man, Trey Mitchell, up on top with the camera, and he's playing with pain. He's a little bit of a cold and some chills, but he's here and he's got it rolling. Back at the Lewis studio, Kristen Mitchell will be giving us the updates for the Barclays Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. The captains are on the field for the coin toss. And, some people say that, Caravel ranked number 10 is kind of low. I kind of believe that. And this could be a state championship preview.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Caravel brings a lot of talent back from last year's team, a team that finished strong, as we mentioned earlier, 5 straight wins. So, there's definitely 2 teams you can see playing in November.
Right. Caravel wins the toss, and they defer. Woodbridge is going to take the ball. They'll be moving from left to right. Woodbridge in the blue helmets, blue jerseys, gray pants. Caravel, white helmets, white jerseys, maroon pants. Folks, we're ready for a top 10 matchup here on 302 Sports with Benny Mitchell and Josh Webb. Let's get the Henley Open Conference Friday night game of the week underway. I believe we're going to have the national anthem first, so we're going to cut the mics away for the national anthem.
Gentlemen, move your caps for the presentation of colors by the Woodbridge Marine Corps JROTC. The national anthem and presentation of colors of the greatest nation in the world. Please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Thank you. Tonight's color guard will be presented by the Woodbridge High School Marine Corps JROTC. The national flag is being carried by Alden Stump. Organizational flag, Joella Cannon. Right rifle, Edwin Velasquez. And left rifle, Ryan Stevens.
And welcome back. Ready for kickoff, folks. Caravel will be kicking off to Woodbridge. Woodbridge moving from left to right. And I know on the Woodbridge side we're pretty packed here. Fans around the fences. Caravel's brought a little bit of a crowd. I'm sure the rest of them are home watching on 302 Sports as we bring you the first Friday night Helena Conference game of the week.
Your national anthem there performed by the Woodbridge High School Raider Marching Band.
And going back deep for Woodbridge is going to be number 12, Jordan Evans, number 3, Jaquan Massey, and number 21, Kayshawn Cox. Woodbridge in the new one. Switched from the black to now the blue helmet's got that little bit of that Mount Union look with the Raider on the side of the helmet.
Prepare for kickoff here. Just a reminder, the concession stand is open. They're offering the $5 Raider meal, cheeseburger, or scrapple sandwich, includes chips and a drink. $3 Raider meal is a hot dog, chips, and a drink. We also have blue Gatorade, sodas, water, cookies, crackers, popcorn, snacks.
And it looks like with the win, we're going to have a holder. And the kicker is number 16, Logan Betcher. And here we go, underway. Short kick. It's going to go about midfield. And, big hit right away. That was number 6, Drumgo. And went down there and just stuck his face in and made contact. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. And the ball at their own 30-yard line. And in comes quarterback Dalton Purdue, transfer from Laurel. He was a Laurel Bulldog last season. And 2 guys in the backfield, slot to the right. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle, go to the outside. That's number 30, Tyrez Cannon.
And Drumgo on the tackle.
He picks up about, we're going to call it 4 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and, hold on, the yard marker guy's still moving. 2nd and 6.
Brings up a 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders.
2nd and 6 for the Raiders. Slot goes to the far side of the field. And it's going to be a handoff to Massey. He's hit right in the hole by number 52, Andre Smith. And may have lost yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job filling up there.
I'm interested to see how Jaquan runs between the tackles like Richard did. Jaquan a little smaller.
Yeah, but Richard ran a lot bigger than he was, too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, absolutely right. He wasn't a real big guy either. 3rd and 6 for the Blue Raiders. Slot to the far side. And it's going to be Massey around the right side, and he breaks the tackle. Nice. And down the right sideline. And he's going to be dragged down and out of bounds by number 11, who we do not have a number 11 on the roster. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. number 11.
Well, Caravel did a good job on filling on that counter.
Right, he just broke that tackle and bounced it, yeah.
You wanted to see him run between the tackles. That was a nice way to get himself going.
1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. They're now in Caravel territory. And see where they set the ball. Ball's going to be just inside the 30 at about the 20. Looks like maybe they'll call it the 27. 1st and 10, Blue Raiders. And we're going to get a procedure on Woodbridge. It's going to mark them back 5 to a 1st and 15. And we talked about this. We talked about with Woodbridge football early in the season, they make these kinds of mistakes. And let's see if this is going to be a drive killer.
Yeah, you'd hope not after a big run like that where Massey really, broke a nice tackle and got up the field, and don't want to slow that down with the momentum.
1st and 10 1st and 15 for the Blue Raiders. Purdue under center, and it's going to be a handoff to 30, Cannon, and he's got some running room. He's down to about the 20-yard line, outside of 20, maybe the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
11 on the play, brings up a 2nd down and 4.
Woodbridge breaks the huddle, slot to the far side. They've been slot to the far side on every play so far. Purdue under center. And it's going to be Cannon again as he pushes it inside the 20. And that's going to put us in the Lashers Barbecue Red Zone for the first time tonight. Folks, we're in the Red Zone, Lashers Barbecue. It's going to bring up a third and a long 2 for the Blue Raiders. It's going to be a pitch to Cannon, and he breaks the tackle, and he's going to be close to the first down.
Close to the first down.
Good job by number 3, Riley Collins, a sophomore from Caravel, getting in there and making. He's got to wrap up and make the play.
Well, the chains are moving, but the referees haven't. There it is. There's your first down. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders. And Cannon just made something happen there with a guy in the backfield. He gets around him and gets the first down. 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders in the red zone for the tonight. Purdue under center. It's going to be Massey, the second guy through. Has some running room off the right side. Makes a cut back to the inside. He's inside the 10 to about the 5-yard line. And that's going to be enough for another first down.
On there by number 3, Jaquan Massey. Enough for Raiders.
1st and goal for the Raiders at the 9-yard line.
1st and 10 for about the 6-yard line.
And it's going to be Cannon through again. Carries a tackler. And he's going to be take it down inside the 5. Looks to about the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. And you're starting to see this is looking like the Woodbridge team of old, Josh.
This is exactly what they do. They want to pound you and keep moving it down the field, get first downs. And Cannon really does a really good job running behind his pads.
Mm-hmm. He got to see some playing time last year because they got some high scores last year. So a lot of these guys got to play.
Yeah, some of these younger guys do have more experience than you'd expect for guys who weren't starters.
And Cannon comes out of the game. And it's going to be Massey. Slips and falls. Trying to cut on that outside foot. And maybe we're going to be seeing a little bit of the field conditions. It looked good when we walked on it, but when you got to make those cuts. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 3. And Massey, it looks like number 36 in the backfield with him, and I don't have a 36 on the number 6. And that's going to be Purdue taking it himself, follows his blockers, and they're going to say he's short of the first down. So they're inside the 1.
Yeah, that's somewhere where Purdue really excels is using his legs and running behind his pads.
He stayed right behind those 2 blockers.
He did.
4th and goal. And it looks like they have him down right maybe at the 1.
Raiders looking at 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
And Purdue's going to take it, and I believe he's in. Touchdown, Woodbridge. And the Blue Raiders, they get their first one of the year. And they get the party started.
Yep, keeping it simple. Just go with the quarterback sneak and count that your big quarterback.
Notice some wide splits down there, Josh.
I did notice that, especially on the left side. 79, the left tackle, Joshua Harris-Williams. He's got a real nasty split. It's about 3 or 4 yards off, and if you notice, they're running behind that a lot.
Right. On the kick is looks like number 51, Xavier Hayes, and Purdue will be the holder. A good snap. He's got it down. It's up. And it's good. 7-0. The Woodbridge Blue Raiders lead on their first possession. Folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout. Be right back with some more Henley Conference Friday night game of the week.
At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone home.
And welcome back to Woodbridge High School. Benny Mitchell here with Josh Webb on the 302 Sports Olympic Conference Friday night game of the week. Woodbridge is up 7-0, scoring on their first possession. 6:56 left to play here in the quarter. And on the kick is the guy that made the extra point. number 51, Xavier Hayes. Back deep, one man deep back for the for Caravel, and don't quite see a number. And the ball falls off the tee. We're probably going to need a holder on this one, too. Those winds are whipping out there. We have the window closed because of the winds.
Feels like we're doing a game in October.
It does. It's week 1, right? So Hayes tees it back up. It might be 24 Potter back there to return. And the kick is high, and it's going to be taken by 24 Potter. And looking for some running room up the middle, nothing there. And now I think we're going to see Josh is maybe some the biggest hole that the Woodbridge needs to fill is their defense, especially the secondary.
Yeah, especially in the secondary, like we mentioned earlier, between Kane, Westcott, and Massey. But, it's going to be really hard to replace a guy like Brock Keeler as well.
Yeah, it's tight end, right.
But I think Jackson is ready to come in there and fill the void. And Purdue was also an all-conference linebacker at Laurel last year, so I think he can fill that void.
He's playing in the middle tonight. 1st and 10 for Caravel at their own 34-yard line. And it's going to be a second man through, but he's hitting the backfield, number 50. With a big tackle. That's now Tayshawn Ford Jackson, a guy we talked about in the pregame. And he just blows the gap and blows it up.
And that's what he does. That kid's tough as nails, and you can tell he was waiting on that.
So a loss of about 2 on the play is going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for Caravel. I formation. That's number 10, Jacob Hoffman under center. They switch, and Potter comes out to the slot. The wind is blowing a little bit across the field. Oh, wrapped up again. Again, number 50, Ford Jackson. As I was getting ready to say, the wind is kind of blowing across the field but down the field, kind of into the corner.
Yeah, it's one of those hard winds to gauge. Right. I think we've seen it about 3 different directions since we got here at 6:30.
That's what hurricanes do to you, folks. A little bit of remnants of Hurricane Dorian here, and it's going to bring out another loss of about 3 on the play. It's 3rd and 15, and not really where Caravel wanted to start this game. And the Bucks break the huddle. And it looks like we're going to go shotgun here with 1 back, 2 slot to both sides. Hoffman takes the shotgun snap, drops back, 3-step drop, looks over the sideline.
Well covered.
And out of bounds, good coverage. And we said we're going to test that. That was number 5 on the coverage, Jaden Bacon, a sophomore.
Yeah, they went with a too high look after going with only 1 safety the first few plays. A 10th grader and a 9th grader back there at safety.
Right. Back deep to receive the punt is Jaquan Massey, number 3. And Caravel kids need to turn at an angle so I can see their numbers. Good snap, gets the kick off.
Beautiful punt.
Yeah, nice spiral. Massey's going to take it at his own 25. Sidesteps attack, sidesteps another one. A lot of dancing, but it gets about 8 yards on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10, Woodbridge. And that was Hoffman on the punt, by the way. So he's done a little bit of double duty, punting and quarterback. 1st and 10 for Woodbridge, so let's see if they can get another drive going. 5:12 to play here in the first quarter. They lead 7-0. Purdue under center, slot to the far side. And it's going to be Cannon off the left side looking for some running room. Sidesteps a tackle. And he's got a first down across midfield. Josh, I've been out there some of their practices, and they have one drill they do where they make L's out of the dummies, and that is their little sidestep drill where they run up, take a sidestep, and take off. It's a drill they do every day at practice.
Right, kind of reminds you of the old move that Edgar James kind of made popular, that jump cut, and he did a good job following his blocker. I mean, they're really running hard behind number 55 and not Singh.
Another returner from last year's state championship team. I formation for Woodbridge, 1st and 10. Massey hits the hole and pushes it, gets it out to about the 45, gain of 4 on the play.
A lot of quick counts here by Woodbridge. They're not allowing Caravel to make any adjustments.
And we do have a player down.
about 4 on the play brings up the
I
second
think
down.
Massey may have rolled up on the back of him.
Andrew Greger on the field.
So far, Woodbridge, they're looking like different faces, different people, but they're looking like the same old Woodbridge right
It's
now.
the same exact thing. They're going to line up, and they say, we know what we're going to run, but we're just going to do it anyway, and that's what we've seen here in these first couple drives.
I came out to get some of the pregame pictures for our pregame show and was talking to Jed as he was handing out some jerseys. It was picture day when I was out here, fortunately enough, and they were putting the freshmen in white jerseys, and I was looking at some of these guys in these white jerseys. I'm like, kid's a freshman? Are you kidding me?
Well, a perfect example is the tight end number 9, Armand Sanders.
Right.
He looks like a senior.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big kid.
And the Woodbridge, they have a very just looking at their roster, they're very balanced between the sophomores and the juniors and the seniors. And I said in the picks that Woodbridge doesn't rebuild; they just reload.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Manlove really created a culture here that Jed Bell was a part of, and I'm sure he plans to continue on. And you're right. I mean, you look up and down; they got a lot of 9th and 10th graders playing as well.
Mm-hmm. Injured player on number 79, Joshua Harrison Williams, a senior, and he is going to walk off the field under his own power, and he's a big kid. It's a little tender on that right foot.
Andrew Greger there, number 79, Josh Williams.
So second and, let's see where they spot the ball. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7 for Woodbridge. They lead 7-0. Ball set in the middle of the field. It's going to be Massey. He's wrapped up in the backfield. That's number 9, one of the guys we talked about in the pregame, Talib Wright. Loss of 2 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. So Purdue is going to be put in his first 3rd down passing situation.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to go to the air or if they keep thinking they can grind it out here.
Last year they used to go to that little counter, that backside counter they would run on 3rd down.
Yes. Caravel had it sniffed out the 2 times they've run it. Just the
Right.
one time they didn't wrap up and finish the play.
They go slot to the short side of the field. And there's a little fake toss. Cannon and breaks the tackle. And there's the 2 flags on the play. Probably going to be the holding variety.
Several flags down on the field.
Actually, there's 3 flags on the play. And the Stripes will get together and discuss it. I'm pretty sure they probably all got the same guy.
Yeah, 3 different flags came in. Tough to keep a block like that on the edge.
Yeah.
When you got it designed one way and the guy bounces outside.
It's on Woodbridge. Probably going to be a hold. And they will take it. It's going to be a bring up a 3rd down. Let's see, they spot the ball. Pick up the laundry first. And it's going to be a 10-yarder. It's going to be a hold. So it's going to be a 3rd and looks to be about 21. So Woodbridge getting tested here on their 2nd series.
21 for the Raiders.
I formation with Massey being the 2nd back. Motion goes to the far side. And they are going to run it. Massey right side. And it gets about a yard on the play. Going to bring up a 4th and 20.
Good job by bringing Brooks, 11th grade safety, to come up there and just help support the run.
So the mistakes and kind of drive killers and on the punt. It looks like it's Purdue that's punting. Back deep, 24, Ethan Potter. And number 11 is the up guy. And we said we do not have a number 11 on the roster. Potter, the committed to Villanova. High snap for Purdue. Rugby-style kick. He gets it off. High floating kick. And Potter's going to fair catch it and go to the ground. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Caravel. They trail 7-0, and they're going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Punt there by number 8, Dalton Purdue.
Check that, the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, Caravel. And mistakes cost them their first drive. A couple missed assignments, and Tayshawn Ford Jackson able to blow the gap. And
yeah, they got to try to get something established on this drive. Got a little bit lucky on that defensive drive right there. Woodbridge, shot themselves in the foot,
right,
but
like twice.
Yeah, and they've really established their ground game. So we got to get something going here for Caravel.
Shotgun formation, trips to the far side of the field. A little bit of a bunch out there. And one receiver here to the left side, and it's going to be a toss. That's the number 1, Jordan Vinny. And it's sniffed out by the Blue Raiders. He's going to lose yardage on this play.
Going there.
Trying to spread that Woodbridge defense out, it looks like. It's going to bring up a loss of, call it 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 for Caravel.
And that was number 33, Wyatt Wright, another freshman.
Right.
That does not look like a freshman.
No, they got some bodies over here.
They do, man.
Must be the scrapple.
There you go.
2nd and 12 for Caravel. This number 15, we believe 15 is Jermaine Earl. We're still working to confirm that. He's split wide to the left. Motion coming to his side. And it's going to be the second back through. He's going to be hit by number 33 after a gain of about 1 or 2. Wyatt Wright, freshman.
Woodbridge did a great job early on here, just flying to the football. I mean, there's multiple hats on every tackle.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 for Caravel. And it's going to be interesting, Josh. We talked about only having 7 players rostered between the tackle numbers. How they play in late 3rd quarter, 4th quarter.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's a cooler night, eventually that's going to 4 quarters of football wears on anybody.
Right.
And it looks like, at least 3 of these linemen are playing both ways on the defensive side as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they can hold up.
3rd and 7, shotgun with 2 backs. And we're going to get a whistle here, and who jumped? Of course, both sides are pointing.
It's always the other team's fault.
And it's going to be on Woodbridge. Encroachment on Woodbridge. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 for Caravel. Shotgun, 2 backs. Receiver split wide to the right. And a little flare to Potter. And he cuts it back in, but he's going to lose yardage on this. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 6.
Yeah, they slid Potter to the backfield that time, and I thought they could get him out to the edge. But like we've mentioned, this Woodbridge defense is flying to the football.
Right. And we said that, maybe to be successful, they're going to find different ways to get Potter the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Woodbridge is just having none of it right now. Under a minute to play here in the 1st quarter. And on the punt is Hoffman. Good snap. And gets off another beautiful high floating punt. Massey's going to take it with no fair catch. And he's going to go down at about his own 31-yard line. 7-0, Woodbridge back on offense. Your Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard in the Harvest Bowl. Smyrna strikes first. They lead Middletown 6-0.
That's always a fun game to keep an eye on.
That's right. Inside handoff. That's Cannon. He is just stepping out of tackles,
yes,
Josh.
Different look that time for Woodbridge. Went to a T backfield, a lot of what you see from Wilmington friends, and gave it to the second guy through in Canaan. And you're right, man. He finds a way to kind of wiggle out of everything.
And that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. Folks, your score at the end of 1. Woodbridge Blue Raiders 7, the Caravel Buccaneers 0. We'll be right back after this commercial timeout.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, Thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
And welcome back to Greenwood. Start of the second quarter. And as we had that, we told you about the Barclay Heating there, out-of-town scoreboard. Smyrna up on Middletown 6-0. And that's the only score we have in right now. Oh, one more. Caesar Appoquinimink leads Woodbridge. Caesar Rodney 13-7.
Wow.
So Appo always kind of a question. You know, you never know what you're going to get out of them. They're kind of like a school like Dover. They have athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's too many kids in that Middletown area not to.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 for Woodbridge as we start the second quarter. And there's your full house backfield, Josh. And it's going to be the fullback. Cannon, he breaks a couple tackles, gets into the secondary, first down. He's running like an Ocho right now.
He's absolutely running like an Ocho. And another impressive thing is this Caravel defensive line is a lot bigger than the Woodbridge offensive line, but Woodbridge is just opening up holes left and right.
Right there by number 30, Tyrez Cannon has enough for a Raiders.
Cannon with the first down. 1st and 10 across midfield again at the Caravel 48-yard line. It's going to be Massey. He's going to pick up about 2 before he gets pushed back. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8. And another thing with this Woodbridge team, and last year you had every once in a while Massey and Kane would break long ones, but they go on a long drives.
They do.
Eat up some clock.
Every time you'd watch one of their games, it felt like they get like 30 to 35 first downs.
You're right. You talked about that in the free game.
It's a way that they just grind things out and find a way to keep the ball moving.
Split slot here to the left side. Oh, big hit on Cannon. I believe that was number 6, Drumgo. He loses a yard on the play, brings up a 3rd and 9.
Also a couple yards there on the play.
Man, Drumgo looks like a really, really good athlete. We've seen him make a couple of big hits tonight where he gets to the ball quickly.
Would like to thank the following businesses and organizations for their generous
3rd and 9.
support of Raider football.
I formation.
Farm Insurance Agency.
And this time Cannon in the deep back in the eye. Motion goes to the far side. Toss to Cannon. And he's wrapped up in the back for loss of about 3 yards on the play.
Toss there, number 30, Tyrez.
Bring up a 4th and 13.
Is that the first play they've had for negative yards tonight?
I believe so, yeah. So on the punt, Dalton Purdue.
Gotta love D2 football where both the quarterbacks are also the punters.
You're right. Sometimes they play defense. Under 10 minutes to play here in the second quarter, so early in the second quarter. Purdue back to punt. Potter back to receive. And we're going to get a whistle. For going to be a timeout. Don't know who the timeout is. It didn't
see a signal,
no. Timeout, Caravel.
Timeout called.
So folks, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more second quarter action.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with
Welcome
the pros.
back to Woodbridge High School, 7-0, coming off the Caravel timeout, 9:45. And must have been a personnel issue because Woodbridge is punting on this time, coming off this timeout. High floater by Purdue. It's going to take a Caravel bounce, then a Woodbridge bounce. And it's going to be down to inside the 20. So it must have been a numbers issue, Josh. I mean, they were punting, and they took the timeout.
Woodbridge was also having trouble in it, so it's probably a good thing that Caravel called the timeout. That's two good defensive series by Caravel. Now they need the offense to pick them up here a bit and sustain them.
And get some points on the board.
At least get a couple of first downs and give some of those guys a break.
So 1st and 10 for Caravel at their own 19-yard line. Field position-wise, so far, Woodbridge winning the field position battle. And they're going to go with this bunch out here to the wide side again. Woodbridge just going hat on hat. He's going to throw to the left side, a little slant. That looked like it was to number 12, Amari Gordon. He gets the first down. Massey on the tackle.
Good ball by Hoffman. Sometimes it takes some of those small timing routes to kind of get your feet under you.
Buccaneers pass is complete for a first down.
First and 10 for the Bucks. Break the huddle, and they're going to go under center this time, I formation. So they're showing a lot of formations also. It's going to be the second guy through. I believe that's number 9, Talib Wright. He's going to pick up about 4 on the play, bring up a 2nd and 6.
Get about 4 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 6 for the Buccaneers.
Feel the wind's really whipping there. We hear it coming through the little crack we have in the window. So, and that's neither team really throwing the ball. The afternoon has been short tonight. I formation split to the left side, far side of the field. And it's going to be second man through again. That looks like number 6, Drumgo, and he's got a first down for the Buccaneers. So they're starting to get that offense running now, Josh.
Yeah,
as
it
you
looks
talked
like they
about.
made some pretty good adjustments, and now they're able to run the ball here a little bit instead of getting blown up.
First and 10 for the Buccaneers at their own 44-yard line. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they get through. Looks like it may be a gain of 2. This time Woodbridge able to fill that hole. Brings up a 2nd and
something on that
8.
left side
Yeah.
that I really like.
Second and 8 for Caravel. And interesting thing I noticed, Caravel, they're signaling the plays in, and Woodbridge running the quarterback and forth, and he's playing both sides of the ball. So another thing we can look for here in the second half. I formation. Motion's coming to the near side. They're going to flood this side. And that's Potter, a little hitch pass. Oh, he's hitting. That's a backwards pass. And he's going to pick it up at about the 36-yard line. And that's number 9, Ormond Sanders. The freshman gets in with a touchdown.
Wow.
Big play for Woodbridge. I didn't see who made the hit.
It was number 22, Michael Plummer.
Wow.
He really came up. I mean, he sniffed that bubble out immediately.
Yes, he did.
He came up and filled it. I mean,
Well,
he
and
was kind of looking around, but I mean, that was
little
definitely
bobble by
backwards
Potter,
pass.
but it looked like he was going to get his hands back on it, and then he was hit and just blew it up, and he couldn't get back to the ball.
Great situational awareness by Woodbridge.
Yes. And that 9's a big boy, too, for a freshman.
Man. You keep looking up and down at these kids making plays for Woodbridge, and there's
Right.
not a whole lot of seniors, man.
So defensive touchdown for Woodbridge. And on the kick is number 51, Xavier Hayes. And Woodbridge late getting, luckily they're late getting the guy on the field, but they had the wrong ball out there, so they're going to catch a break there. I've seen a little bit of that, a lot of that there in the first 2 games of the year.
Yeah, happened quite often last night.
Yeah. Snap is good, it's hold, and it's up. And it's good. Woodbridge takes a 14-0 lead. And we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll be right back with more second quarter action here live from Greenwood, Delaware.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in
And welcome back to Woodbridge High School, where the Blue Raiders have taken a 14-0 lead off a defensive touchdown. Number 22 with the hit, Michael Plummer Jr. And then number 9, Ormond Sanders scoops it up and rumbles into the end zone.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty deflating for Caravel. You finally got a drive where you put a couple of first downs together and you found some stuff you liked, and that's what we mentioned earlier in the pregame, man. Turnovers are going to be a big issue in this game. Whoever wins that battle's got a good chance to win.
Woodbridge will be kicking off. Number 51, Xavier Hayes. And back deep is Potter. But they haven't kicked to him yet. And assistant coach Eston Ennis wants to put it down here on the numbers. And that's where he puts it. But Potter's going to get over to it. He's going to take it at about his own 15-yard line, running to the right, looking for his wall. Has to cut back. Woodbridge had it covered. And that's going to be, takes it out to about the 29. First and 10 for, and there's a flag on the play, which is usually some type of hold or pushing the back. And they're holding on Woodbridge. Interesting. At least he's pointing to the Woodbridge side, the referee is. Back there, it has to kind of be on the return where the flag is. And now he's pointing back to Caravel, so here we go.
Block in the back.
Block in the back. It's a long explanation for a block in the back.
Yeah, it sure was.
So it's going to be mark it back on
Block in the back against the Buccaneers.
for Caravel. It's going to take it back probably inside the 20 and down to about the 11. Where's he going to set it? At the 11-yard line is where Caravel will take over, first and 10.
Half the distance of the goal, put the ball at about the 11-yard line.
Back to the shotgun, Caravel. And it's going to be Potter. He's hitting the backfield. Guess who, Josh?
Jackson again.
Number 54, Jackson, on the tackle.
We're seeing a lot of different looks from Caravel. It seems as though they can't find anything that they really can.
Yeah, we talked about the depth, and you see we have a Caravel lineman tapping out. He's tapping his head, and has an injury. So that's another thing we got to watch. Is like we said, they are thin on the offensive line.
Yeah, after this one, they don't have any bodies left.
Right, yeah.
This is the last guy up.
Loss of 4 on the play brings up second and 14. And here's a bunch to the right, to our side of the field, and a split lone receiver off to the far side, and there's going to be a flag on the play. And that's going to be false start on Caravel. So we talked about the penalties, we talked about the turnovers, and we're seeing both teams kind of stumbling here. And Caravel, they're going to take a turnover and then back it up with 2 penalties. So it's going to take the ball back to the 6-yard line. Second down. And same formation. Woodbridge putting a hat on a hat out here. And underneath, and we believe that's Earl, number 15, in and out of his hands. Is going to bring up third down.
Another good read and a good ball by Hoffman. Just got to catch football.
Third down and 18 for Caravel.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, Woodbridge looks like they watched some tape and prepared for some of these formations.
Yeah, they've made some quick adjustments, and they seem set well before the ball's ready to go. So, great job by Coach Eston Ennis in getting that defense prepared.
Double slot. Shotgun takes a snap. Looks to his left, rolls to his right, under pressure in the end zone, throws it downfield. And incomplete pass. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and they're going to be punting out of the shadow of their goalpost.
Great coverage by number 12, Jordan Evans there. I mean, didn't put a hand on him, but was as tight as you can get.
And we talked about testing this young Woodbridge secondary. And they haven't. And Woodbridge so far has answered.
Yeah, they've held up really well, especially for the youth that they have back there.
Right. So Hoffman will be punting with his heels on the goal line. Massey standing about zone 45, and he's dangerous. This is a short punt situation. This might be when you want to angle out of bounds. And Caravel late getting a player on. Low snaps. They'll get it off, and shanks it out of bounds. That's going to give Woodbridge a short field.
Well, if you're Woodbridge, you really want to take advantage of this short field.
Right, absolutely.
On another one before halftime.
Let's see where the ball goes for the marker.
Looks like it's marked right at the 20. 21 maybe.
Yeah, maybe the 21. So Woodbridge takes over 1st and 10 at the Caravel 21, and just not with. And he had to rush that. That was a short snap. A lot of things just not going Caravel's way in that series.
No, not at all.
So Woodbridge comes out, slot to the far side. Massey and Cannon in the backfield. Purdue under center. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And it's Cannon. Runs away from one tackler, but takes a step back. That was Potter on the tackle. Loss of about 2 on the play. So great job, Caravel, stretching that play out. Going to be a loss of, looks like 5 on the play. 2nd and 15. Slot comes to our side of the field. And fake drops back. He's got a man open. That's overthrows number 7, Latyron Stones. And he's not getting up after falling down.
It's a great ball fake by Purdue.
Right.
Like the wind kind of took that ball.
Mm-hmm.
The point was up and it kind of sailed on him.
And Stone's able to get up and run off the field under his own power. 3rd and 15. And now it looks like maybe a 3rd and 14. Yeah, Purdue had a nice ball. I think it just wasn't the shoulder Stones was looking for.
Right.
And he kind of got turned around down there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So he's running a little post pattern down there.
Is that Woodbridge's first pass of the evening?
Yeah, it is their first pass of the night. We said Purdue's got a nice little ball.
It does.
And whistle. I don't see any flags on the field.
Equipment issue, maybe?
I guess. And it was called by that guy? Nobody else saw that any closer to the ball.
Okay.
So we're going to have a quick quarterback change. That's in comes number 12, Jordan Evans, sophomore. So apparently no penalty, just an equipment issue. So under center, number 12, the sophomore, Jordan Evans. And he's going to run it, and he's wrapped up by number 52, Andre Smith. Huge loss on the play.
Yeah, they tried to run the naked, pull to guard that front side, but Smith was not fooled at all.
No. That's going to bring up a 4th, and let's do the math. It's like about 26, and Purdue on the punt. Good snap. There's a flag on the play. Floater down around the goal line. Bounces at the 10, takes a left turn, goes out at the 9. But we have a flag on the play. Jed Bell might want a little more room to kick again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get some more scores around the conference on the Barclay Heating Air out-of-town scoreboard. Appoquinimink still up 13-7 on Cesar Rodney. St. George's leads Cape and Lopin 14-7. And Sussex Tech leads Northern out of Maryland 8-6. That's your Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. So we are going to be backing it up. And Woodbridge will punt again. Yeah, and they're kicking towards the numbers, but, man, Potter can cover some ground.
Yes, he can. We saw it on the kick return a few minutes ago where it looked like it was going to die in the middle of the grass, and he was able to
He got over to it. 4:28 to play here in the second quarter. Woodbridge getting a player on the field late. Good snap. Kicks it off to the right side. And that's going to go through the end zone for a touchback. And Caravel will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And a late flag. Thrown from a long distance.
Yeah, he did. He threw that about 20 yards.
He did. There's probably going to be a personal foul.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't either. I saw one Caravel player, but he didn't appear to be anywhere close to a Woodbridge player.
Must have been something he said.
Or somebody said. We'll see who it's on. But if he could have heard that from that distance, if it was something he said, we'll have to go back and watch the tape tomorrow. But it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on Caravel. I mean, it was long after that. I mean, it was a touchback.
Oh, yeah. The play was dead. Seems like we got some kind of a miss coming through now.
Yeah. So it is going to be on Caravel. It'll be probably half a distance to the goal. They're going to take over 1st and goal at their own 10.
That's 2 or 3 possessions in a row they've started from that deep in their own territory.
Back at the 10-yard line. Caravel start 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 for Caravel. 4:21 to play here in the half. Second back through. Has some running room on the left side. Stutter steps. That's Potter. And he's going to get about 8 or 9 on the play.
Run on the play by number 24, Ethan Potter. Not quite enough for a first down.
I've seen that a couple times where they've been able to throw the ball to Potter, but they put him in the backfield.
2nd and 1 for Caravel. And we weren't supposed to get any rain here tonight, but it's a mist is picking up. And that's number 9 right on the play. Picks up enough for a first down. Gets it out to about the 35-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bucks. And they're going quick offense here. They're right back in the huddle, ready to go. They're going to beat the chains. 1st and 10. That's Potter, second guy through, breaks the tackle, steps over it, and he's going to run away.
Yep.
67-yard touchdown for Ethan Potter, and the Bucks are on the board.
What a great drive.
Yeah, great run. He stutter-stepped and stepped right out of a tackle. Great run.
They really found something with those isolation leads on that left side, and they keep going back to it, and Potter was finally able to break one. Man, he really separated when he got to about the 40.
Yes, he did. He pulled it right away from Jordan Evans. So on the kick, I don't know if number 16, Logan Betcher. Holder is Potter.
What doesn't he do?
Does it all. Kick is up. It's good. 14-7. The Bucks get back in it with 30-14 left here in the half. We're going to take a commercial time out. Be right back with some more of that Friday Night Hennepin Conference Game of the Week.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
And welcome back to Woodbridge. 3:14 left to play here in the half. 14-7. Woodbridge leads after the long run by Ethan Potter.
Yeah, after those first two drives, it really seems like Caravel's found some footing. And
yes.
Besides the mistake on the backwards pass, they've really gotten some ground here.
Couple updated scores. Slazianum all over William Penn Upstate in the top 10 matchup, 20-0. And Middletown now leads Smyrna 7-6. That was the game we thought was going to be high scoring. But there's a lot of time left there. So on the kick. And going to be put it on the ground, taking at about the 35-yard line. And that's number 22, Michael Plummer, and it's going to be wrapped up around the 40. First and 10 for Woodbridge.
Yeah, the young man from Middletown, Braden Davis, making his first varsity start.
It's been a lot of talk about him coming in this year. Already seeing some offers. And first and 10 for Woodbridge at their own 40-yard line. Now you can see the rain really starting to pick up here a little bit. And that's going to be Massey sidesteps, takes it out to about the 45-yard line, brings up a second and 5.
Guess who won the tackle?
Yeah, Potter from the safety position.
Yeah, kids everywhere.
About 5 on the play, brings up second down and 5.
Second and 5 for Woodbridge. And it looks like Jed Bell willing to just grind it out here, maybe get one more at the end, but do it slowly. Slot to the near side. And Massey off the right side. Cuts it back inside, and there's a flag on the play. He picks up enough for a first down. Looks like there's going to be a hold. And it's going to be back behind the line of scrimmage, too. And there's a hold on Woodbridge, and this is what we talked about in the pregame. Something they just couldn't let happen.
Yeah, it seemed like Caravel had the early jitters with a couple of penalties, and now as we've gone on a little bit longer, Woodbridge is starting to pile them up as well.
So it's going to bring up a second and call it 17. And again, Woodbridge gets things going in the right way, in the right direction, and then shoots themselves in the foot.
Absolutely.
Number 9, Orlando Sanders. Penalty backs him up about 10 yards. The second down and 17.
Going to be a toss to Cannon, and brought down behind by number 20. Peyton Briscoe picks up about 5 on the play. It's going to bring 3rd and 12.
Briscoe rocking the old school shoulder pad, cowboy pad.
Yeah. 3rd and 12 for Woodbridge at their own 39-yard line. Oh, he slipped. Purdue's going to have to run it on his own. And he picks up about 2 yards. He's upended over there. See if Caravel takes a timeout, and they do. So it looked like going with that fake toss. It was going to hand off back to Cannon. Cannon slips in the backfield, and Purdue able to get a couple yards, 3 yards out of it. Brings up 4th and 9.
Yeah, good instincts to just tuck that thing and go. It'd be interesting to see if Woodbridge actually punts the Potter here. They decide to put it out of bounds.
Right.
The Raiders, Caravel calls their 2nd timeout in the first half.
Minute 23 left to play here in the half. And Caravel's going to take the timeout. We're going to stay right here. And they're going to look for maybe Potter to return one here, but I can't imagine they're going to kick it to him. They're going to have to make him go get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't give him the chance. He's really gotten rolling here in the 2nd quarter.
Sodas, Pepsi products, Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Mountain Dew, Sierra Mist, Mud Root Beer, Blue Gatorade, water, cookies, crackers, popcorn, snacks, Skittles and Starburst, and Vanderwind's ice cream.
Purdue on the punt. That's a short snap there, by the way. And gets off a high floater. Right to Potter, and he's going to catch it, backs up, and makes a move. Nice move at about the 21, and now he gets pushed out of bounds using that 12th defender.
Potter on the return makes his way up to about
So minute 11 to play here in the half. And the mist starting to get a little thicker. And Woodbridge with a 14-7 lead, 2nd quarter. 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
You know, points tonight, Caravel's passing game has looked pretty strong, but this rain really is starting to come down here a little bit, so I wonder if that plays anything into it.
They've had more drops than anything else. I mean, it's not been wind effect. The wind's not really been affected their passing game.
No, Hoffman's throwing the ball through the wind pretty well.
Right. I formation slot to the far side of the field. And it's going to be Potter. Little bounce outside. Caught in the backfield. He's going to take a loss on the play. Dropped at about the 25-yard line, loss of 1. 2nd and 11 for Caravel.
It's like a guard trap.
And that was number 9. I believe that was 9 to Lee Bright. And we're going to get a timeout here. Caravel with about 34 seconds to play in the half.
Timeout called by the Buccaneers. That's their final timeout of the first half.
Folks, coming up at halftime, due to the rain, we're going to have to jump upstairs and get our camera covered. We'll be a little late getting back with the halftime stats brought to you by Arena's Deli. But we'll get them to you. But we got to get up there. We're starting to get a little more rain. We're supposed to get any rain in tonight's forecast.
Or if you'd rather head to the concession stand, you can support the Raider Marching Band and Performing Arts Boosters.
Yeah, you know how it is in Southern Delaware.
That's
Wait
right.
20 minutes, it'll change
Well,
on you.
Delaware in general, really. You just wait a minute, it could be fall. 3rd and 9 for Caravel. I believe that's their last timeout. They used one early on that punt. I formation, 3rd and 9, slot to the near side of the field.
More details for a special evening ceremony to follow. We'll make arrangements to be in attendance.
And that's going to be Potter. He's going to step it out to the right side. And he's going to be tracked down by number 5, Jaden Bacon. He came shot out of a cannon, Josh.
Yes, he did.
Loss of 1 on the play. And Woodbridge is going to take their final timeout with 21 seconds left, as Caravel's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, both of these young safeties from Woodbridge have been pretty impressive here in the early going. Big shoes to fill with Gabe Westcott gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, did you see the play he made in the blue gold game? Oh my goodness.
And that might not even been the best catch.
No, he had a couple during the season, but wow. So Caravel has to punt it away with 21 seconds left. Woodbridge has 2 timeouts left. Cape and Lopen St. George's score 14-7 St. George's. That's J.D. Mall taking on his former team. He was the up till now he was the only coach. He started the program there at St. George's and traveled back home to take over Cape and Lopen after Bill Collick retired. I thought that game might be a little higher scoring too, but it's week 1, so I think a lot of offenses seem to be struggling this weekend.
Yes, for sure. Definitely seen that in that Middletown Smyrna game. I thought that would be a shootout.
Yeah. On the punt is the quarterback / punter, Jacob Hoffman. Back deep, Jaquan Massey. He shanks it again. And it's going to bounce and go out of bounds right about the 46-yard line. And Woodbridge is going to have one more crack at it. Maybe they'll get 2 plays off here if they throw it. They got the wind to their slightly to their back. It's blowing to that left corner. Looks like the rains may have died down. We have the windows shut, so we can't really tell if it's still coming down or not. Double slot, or a slot to the far side of the field. Purdue's going to go under center. Caravel a little trouble getting where they want to be, and that's going to be Massey off the left side, goes around the end. He's going to get out of bounds with a first down.
Now you put it in a position where you're
That's
throw
right.
away.
Right.
Yeah.
8 seconds to play here in the half. Ball out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 30. They're going to call it the 32. And with his speed to the short side of the field, you can get 2 more running plays in.
Absolutely.
He got there quick.
Yeah, he hit that counter fast. Looks to be a little bit bigger than his brother was.
Does, yeah. 1st and 10 for Woodbridge. 8 seconds to play here. Purdue's going to drop back, launches one deep down the field, and it's going to fall incomplete with 2 seconds to play, or 1 second to play on the official clock. And we talked about this kid has a nice arm.
He does, he does.
A little bit of hand fight down there. Feel great coverage. That was number 10. Was that 10 or 11? It's 11. We don't have a name for him, folks, so we're sorry. 2nd and 10. So I believe we'll see him release it one more time.
We're looking at a 2nd down and 10. What looks to be the final play of the first half.
Purdue's going to go under center. 1 second to play here in the half. Oh, he's under pressure and gets it off. Whoa, almost over the back. We're going to get an interference call. I would think that might be on the Woodbridge player because we'll see. Unless he pushed off.
This is a big call here.
Yeah.
An incomplete pass, but there is a flag on the field.
I didn't see anything on there unless there was a push off. Now they're
going
to wave it off.
Yeah.
So, folks, your halftime score, Woodbridge 14, Caravel 7. We're going to take a quick break while we get up and get this camera covered, folks, and get a little bit of Woodbridge band.
to the field, the Woodbridge High School Raider Marching Band. Tonight, the Woodbridge High School Marching Band is going to give you a sneak peek of their new show, Rise Up and Roar. Their selections tonight include Bastile's Pompeii and Portugal's A Man Feeling Still. The band is under the instruction of Ms. Danielle Jones and Ms. Jolene Workman. The color guard instructor is Jennifer Pograss, and the percussion instructor is Alex Hartman. This year's drum majors for the band are Rachel Mullister, Alyssa Anthony, and Connor Marvel. The band would like to thank their administration and staff at Woodbridge High School and the Performing Arts Boosters for all of their help and support. And now, please enjoy tonight's presentation of Rise Up
Hi, I'm Amelia from Sodell Concepts here with another edition of Sodell in Sport. We really value sports here at Sodell. We have a lot of former players, and we're just featuring them through the football season this year on 302 Sport. Today I'm here with Caroline Judge. She actually works in the marketing department with me. She is our social media specialist, and she's a superstar. I love working with her. Caroline, first, can you just tell us a little bit about your job at Sodell?
Yeah, so like Amelia said, I'm in the marketing team with Amelia. I handle a lot of our online presence, so all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, anything social media related. I do a lot of work on the websites, anything really with the customers online, so a lot of our review sites, answering emails, helping people learn about events, and then Amelia and I kind of work on a bunch of other things.
Stuff together.
Yeah.
So Caroline, tell us a little bit about, Caroline is a high school and college athlete. Can you tell us where you went to school?
Yeah, so I went to high school here at Cape, locally. I played field hockey and lacrosse at Cape, and then I went on to Northeastern in Boston and played 4 years of field hockey there.
Yeah, and I always like to say, I'm sure Caroline doesn't like me to say, but she was two-time MVP of her field hockey team in college, which I think is super awesome. Northeastern is also an interesting school because it's a co-op school. So if you could just tell everyone a little bit about that.
Yeah, so that was definitely one of the reasons why I went to Northeastern. It has a co-op program, a really, really great co-op program. So they have relationships with tons of businesses in Boston and all over the country and all over the world, really. So for 2 years, you could pick to do 2 or 3. For a whole semester, you are not taking any classes. You are just working like a full-time job. Most of them are paid, and you do 2 6-month internships or co-ops in your field. That's something that you think you're interested in.
Yeah, so Caroline, of course, had to do that after she was done with her 4 years of field hockey. You have 4 years of eligibility in a single sport in college. So then she worked for the TJX companies before she came to us, and TJX has TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Home Goods, so she had a ton of great experience, and we just felt lucky that we got her on our team. She's a great team player. And anything you could talk about, like how sports has made you better in life at this stage?
Yeah, so I think Amelia kind of mentioned a team player. You know, you get to work so closely with a team of 27 people for up to 7 hours a day, and you play games with them, you go through really high highs with them, you go through really low lows with them. I think I personally learned a lot in high school. You know, when you're one of the better players on the high school team, you have to be a leader, you're always looked at to be a leader, and I think once you play at the next level, where really everybody's a leader, you really learn how to work in team dynamics, like when you need to step up and maybe be more verbal or be more physical on the field to be a leader, or when you need to take a back seat and let a coach or another player or another captain kind of take the wheel.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. All right, great. So Amelia Dolan, Sodell Concepts, we're Sodell in Sport, and we encourage all the kids out there to keep playing. Thank you. Thanks, Caroline.
And welcome back to Greenwood, folks. For your Arena's Deli halftime report and the halftime stats, brought to you by Arena's Deli. And let's go real quick over the team stats. Your score: Woodbridge 14, Caravel 7. Woodbridge 107 yards total, all on the ground, 6 first downs. For Caravel, 104 yards total, 9 through the air, 95 yards rushing. A lot of that was a 67-yard run by Ethan Potter, and 4 first downs. And so far, right now, a costly turnover, Josh, for the Caravel Buccaneers, because it was a scoop and score for Woodbridge.
Yeah, without that turnover and lack of awareness to get on top of the ball, it would be a tight game.
Right.
Would be a tight game.
So we're going into the half, 14-7, folks. We had to make some quick changes here. Dave, we're doing some substitution. Dave Marvar, our stat man, switching the camera. Our cameraman, Trey Mitchell, come down sick, and up there being in that wind and rain did not help how he was feeling. So he is going to come back to the press box, and so we're going to make some changes of our own, some halftime adjustments for the 302 302 crew. He's uptime. Some updated scores on the Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. St. George's 21, Cape Henlopen 14, Salesianum 27, William Penn 0, and Sussex Central 34, La Plata 6. So a big game there coming for Sussex Central. You don't know a lot about La Plata. They're usually a pretty tough athletic school, but I tell you, Sussex Central, they've got guys back this year. Let's talk about some individual stats. Jaquan Massey, 11 carries, 74 yards. Tyrez Cannon, 11 carries, 54 yards. Potter, 5 carries, 73 yards. Purdue has a touchdown for Woodbridge. Sanders picked up the scoop and score. And then Potter with the long run down the sideline. He's had some loss of yardage on those couple little out pass plays in the backfield. I mean, he could probably be 100 yards right now without those. He's had a pretty good first half.
Yeah, they really found something that they liked on that isolation out of the eye on the left side, and then Potter was able to take advantage of one of them and take it to the house.
So we're going to do a quick commercial timeout. You're on the Sodell Concepts halftime show with Benny Mitchell, Josh Webb here on 302 Sports. We'll be right back with second half action. Your score at the half: the number 1 ranked Woodbridge Blue Raiders 14, the number 10 ranked Caravel Buccaneers 7. Folks, we'll be right back.
Right here on the Culinary Coast in Southern Delaware, and we'd love to see you at one of our locations. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue in downtown Rehoboth, serving homemade pasta. Papa Grande's in downtown Rehoboth. Our treetop deck has the best happy hour around. And Matt's Fish Camp, located on Route 1 in North Bethany Beach, your classic seafood shack. At Sodell, we believe in beautiful, simple food and making the world a better place. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer of Sodell Concepts. We have 8 locations, a catering company and a food truck. I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodell Concepts. Sodell Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Sodell Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Sodell Concepts on the Culinary Coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Planning a wedding is an exciting and wonderful time. Let us help you make it great. Our experienced team of hospitality professionals coordinate and execute every detail to provide a stress-free experience so you can focus on the moment. From food to flowers, we prepare everything on site, tailored to your vision. Let Baywood Greens transform your next event to a memorable experience.
And welcome back to 302 Sports. Benny Mitchell here with Josh Webb as we're getting ready for second half action. As you see, Dave Marvel cleaning the camera for you folks. It's got a little messy out there. It looks like it may have cleared up rain-wise. We've had to pull the window closed, so we're looking through raindrops ourselves. Woodbridge will be kicking it off here to start the second half. And I think we're going to see probably getting a whole lot of Ethan Potter here in this second half because he got the job done there in the second quarter.
Yeah, we had mentioned early on that he wasn't getting a whole lot of touches, and then they decided to put him in the backfield to dot the I, and he got hot and got rolling.
So here we go. On to kick it off is Xavier Hayes.
All right, folks, after a great performance by the Woodbridge High School marching band, we're ready to start the second half.
And, folks, we'll have to go a little wide with the camera angles. As we said, we lost our cameraman. Trey Mitchell came down ill during the game. So with the reception, number 1, Jordan Veeney runs off to the right side, breaks some tackles. One got it beat, and that's the kicker. He's trying to push him towards the sideline, and he's going to ride him down out of bounds. Big return for Caravel. They're going to have it down in Woodbridge territory.
Yeah, you can tell they tried to kick it away from Potter on that play, and number 1, Veeney made him pay. Looked like he was kind of stretching it out a little too far and then found a crease and cut it up.
So they're going to take over 1st and 10. And let's see where the ball is going to be spotted. The 26-yard line, 1st and 10 for Caravel.
Yep, Potter's still in the backfield.
Buccaneers start 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Or 25-yard line.
That's going to be Potter, left side. He's going to be taken down for a loss. Number 40 in on the tackle, Dylan Yoakum. And we're going to have some whistles as we have a player down. Josh, I'm going to step out real quick during this injury timeout and see if we can get this camera zoomed in a little better.
All right.
Injured Buccaneer there, number 1, Jordan Beanie.
How about that? I can play 2 positions too there, Josh. 2nd and 11 for Caravel. And that's going to be number 6, Durumgo. It's going to take it down to about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, another little interesting twist with the formation. I know you were coming back in as it happened, but Caravel shifted sides real quick and then ran guard trap backside and were able to get a nice 6 yards on that.
Ball at the 21-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. And it looks like we're starting to get some rain again. So let's see if Caravel can take advantage of this big kick return and get themselves they're back in this game. I formation, slot to the short side of the field. And it's going to be Potter. And so he's going to be about a yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd and a long one. Let's see where the marker goes. A gain of 2 on the play brings up a 4th and 3. 4th and 3, and we are in the Lasher red zone. Brought to you by Lasher's Barbecue out on Long Neck Road.
Watch the hard count here. Caravel got him twice in the first
yes,
quarter.
they did. I formation split wide to the right. And then they shift again. It's going to be the fullback. He's going to get stuffed.
Not this time.
Gains about a yard, but gap filled quickly. And that was Ford Jackson, I believe, on the tackle. Turnover on down. So Woodbridge, man, they were looking down the barrel of something not so good and able to have a good series on downs there, and they take over.
Yeah, Caravel's got to be disappointed in that. You start off the second half with a big return, and you're not really able to turn it into anything.
So Woodbridge takes over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. They lead 14-7 here early 3rd quarter. And those Caravel playing off the ball with their backers quite a bit. Massey, second man through, and there's going to be a flag on the play. This guy's having a heck of a game. This chop block.
Don't see that too often.
No.
Especially not in a power offense.
That'll be a half the distance to the goal. So chop block against Woodbridge. 9:29 to play here in the third quarter, and they'll be half distance goal. It's going to be about a 1st and 18.
Bring up a second down and long. Sorry, first down and long.
And it's going to be a toss to Massey, and he's got some room on the left side. He's going down the sideline, cuts it back in. He has a first down, 1st and 10, Woodbridge. And it looks like the ball came out, but the referee's saying that signaling he was down. So first down for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Now we're getting a little bit of fog in here, Josh. I guess it's all our hot air up against that window, huh? And rain starting to come back down here at Woodbridge.
A really impressive thing with this Woodbridge offense tonight has been how the receivers block outside.
Yes.
They really do give their backs a chance to stretch the field and get up it.
Purdue seems to be taking his time getting the plays off. And that's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Cannon on the carry. And Jed Bell may be wanting to slow things down with a close game here. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for Woodbridge.
Starting to see some of the field come up now. Yeah.
Well, it rained all morning here in Sussex County, and now we're getting some of the evening rain. We had plenty of wind to blow it dry.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wind.
Yeah. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. They go slot to the short side of the field. And that's going to be Massey. He's pushing the bill. The little man's pushing the pile. He gets it out to close to a first down. He's at the 40-yard line.
And out there, number 3, Jaquan Massey.
A couple times on those counters, Caravel's had it filled, but they're not wrapping up and making the play, and Massey's making them pay with it.
Now they're discussing where they're going to put it. Referee says first down. Wow, and for the little guy, boy, he really did push that pile.
Yes, he did.
1st and 10 for Woodbridge. And that's Cannon left side. He picks up about 5 on the play. He's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. And I think this is kind of what Jed Bell wants. He wants that slow march down the field, burn up some clock, and get a score maybe.
Yes, looks very familiar to that first drive of the game where they were just able to get 5 here, 5 there, break a couple tackles, and keep the chains moving.
Pick up a 6 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 4 for Woodbridge. Cannon and Massey in the backfield. Purdue under center, slot to the this side of the field. And it's going to be pass release on the play action. Has a guy open down. That's number 2. Catches it in stride. You know who that is? That's Trey Haynes, the younger brother of Troy Haynes, making a big play here tonight.
It's not too unfamiliar to see a number 2 running down the field catching the football.
No, not here, right?
That was a great ball by Purdue.
And the fans are losing it, man. I do know that Troy Haynes is watching from Texas. Saw it on Facebook. The mom put it out there and gets to see little brother make a big play. So 1st and goal, and we are in the Lasher Barbecue red zone. Slot to the far side. And it's going to be Cannon up the middle. And looking through 2 panes of glass now, it's getting a little tough to see up here. Ball marked at the 5. 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. This place went electric when Trey Haynes caught that pass.
Yes, it did.
And it's going to be an counter with Massey. Makes a move, gets him back inside the 5, and then gets knocked back. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 5. Just me, I just don't like the counter at the goal line.
I don't like anything that takes
straight
too
ahead,
long to develop. Yeah. Get downhill.
Right. But they're the defending state champs, and he's running the same offensive as Ed Manlove did.
Oh, yeah. And you know what they're going to run.
Right.
It's just can you line
up and stop it, yeah. 3rd and goal from the 5 for Woodbridge. And it's going to be a toss to Massey. He's got a block. He's in. Touchdown. Jaquan Massey. To Woodbridge, the long drive and the score.
Took about 4 or 5 minutes off the clock.
They got the ball right around 9 something.
Oh, okay.
So they knocked off about 4 minutes off the clock. It was in the high 9s, around 10. Touchdown for Jaquan Massey. And on the kick is number 51, Xavier Hayes. Tell you what's getting tougher in this corner. I'm looking through 2 panes of wet glass. I've noticed that Woodbridge, on their special teams, guys not getting on the field. You know, even in a first game, you're the defending champs. Those aren't things you're used to. And the kick gets the kick up. And it's good. 21-7, Woodbridge Blue Raiders. Folks, we'll be back after this commercial timeout.
At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone home. At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home. Create a Capstone home.
Well, welcome back to Greenwood. 21-7, Woodbridge leads, and we're getting the rain coming down now. Here with 6:04 to play in the third quarter, Woodbridge with the 2-score lead. And you said you thought you saw Potter go off a little.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped and fell trying to come off the end on that PAT, but, I mean, he's back there ready for the kick, so must not have been nothing too crazy.
No. And he's not the guy you want to lose either.
No, absolutely not. He's been all over the place tonight.
And line drive, knuckleball kick. It's going to be taken about the 27 and goes out of bounds around the 36, 37-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10. And getting a little tough to see camera angle through the windows. We're having a rough time here at Woodbridge. They said no rain in the forecast. We got rain.
I'd imagine being a weatherman on Del Mar was not a fun job.
No, and they do take a lot of heat because they're usually wrong. 1st and 10, ball at the 35-yard line for Caravel. I formation, slot to the near side. And play action, looking down the field.
Be wide open.
He's got 15 in and out of his hands.
That's been an impressive part of both of these quarterbacks is their ball handling tonight. It's kind of a lost art, but when they fake it, you really don't know who has the ball.
2nd and 10 for Caravel. And they break the huddle. They're going to come out with the I formation again. I don't see Potter on the field. It's always stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And then just a whole herd of Raiders come in there to finish it off. It looked like number 54 on the initial hit. That's Josh Benedict. He's a returner from last year. Off the lens, we're getting a heavy mist right into the press direction of the press box here, and we get whistles. And timeout, Caravel. And we're going to take one with them, folks. We'll be right back. Your score, Woodbridge 21, Caravel 7.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a car loan so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit.
And welcome back to Greenwood. Caravel comes off the timeout on 2nd and 12.
Third down and 12.
Or correction, 3rd down and 12. I formation. Hoffman under center, and I believe Potter's checked back in the game.
That's a good time for all the Caravel fans at home watching.
Right. And looking for number 15. We do not have a name for him on the roster. We believe it is Jermaine Earl, the transfer from Newark. And overthrown. It's going to bring up a 4th and 12. And, you know, I've always said, Josh, third quarter is where you win football games. And
absolutely.
Woodbridge here gets the touchdown on the long drive. And then, you know, the 3 and out. And back to punt is Hoffman.
Yeah, I mean, on Caravel's first drive of the half, you get the ball to start basically at about the 30-yard line and can't do anything with it. And then here you had, you know, a guy wide open and the ball went right through his hands. So, you know, Woodbridge is kind of establishing himself early here in the second half.
Massey on for the return. Bobbles the snap, gets it all. I think it might have been touched at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked partially blocked.
And it's going to take a big Caravel roll down about the 25-yard line, where the Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10.
Ball's punted down to about the 25-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders. I think they take another a long drive to get here and get another score before the 4th and kind of start putting this thing to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their last drive came at about 3.5, 4 minutes. And that would be the perfect timing to kind of wrap up this third quarter and really separate yourself here.
1st and 10 for Woodbridge at their own 25-yard line. And now you can see in the camera the rain moving towards that left end zone.
All home games this season will be raffled off on senior night, November.
That's Cannon pushing the pile, breaking a tackle. Switches hands, looking to get down the right sideline, and that's going to be number 3 on the touchdown saving tackle, Raleigh Collins.
Man, he's nimble for a big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Run on play number 30, Tyrez Cannon, gain of about.
Tyrez Cannon with the gain. And we have a injured Buccaneer on the play.
Looks like Potter.
Weren't these maybe cramps?
Yep, that's what it looks
exactly
like.
What it is. Pull and toe, that's the international sign for I have a cramp, right?
Yep. When you see him stretching and trying to drink at the same time.
Didn't see him last night in your game. It was cool weather there too. Maybe a little more damp out here and humid tonight. But we didn't see a lot of, if any, cramps last night in your guys' game.
I don't remember.
No. Usually that's all of September, third quarter cramps.
Oh, absolutely. Once you get that 12 to 15 minutes to sit at halftime and try to ramp it back up.
Folks, due to this weather, we're probably going to go with a short post-game show. Just cut to a commercial, get our players of the game, and get this equipment out of the rain. I apologize for it's just a perfect storm tonight with Trey getting sick and the rain coming down and having to make our stat man a cameraman. And but it happens. And the rain's starting to come down even heavier now. So 1st and 10 for Woodbridge at the 40-yard line of Caravel. And it's going to be Massey cuts back. Looks like he picks up maybe 5 or 6 on the play.
He's got great patience on that counter. He really lets that thing develop.
He does. So pick up 5 on the play. I call it 2nd and 5. Couple updated scores on the Barkley heating their out-of-town scoreboard. St. George's up on Cape Henlopen 35-14. Sussex Tech up on Northern 17-12. Tech's a team I'm looking forward to seeing this year.
Yeah, me too. We got a lot of good runners coming back in that backfield. They're always big.
And Ricky Kane back. Cannon off the left side. He's wrapped up. Number 18 on the tackle, and I don't have an 18. It's going to bring up a third loss of, call it 1 on the play, bring up a 3rd and 6 for Woodbridge. 30.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. There's that fake toss. Hand off to Cannon. Oh, he gets tripped up by number 1, Jordan Veeney.
What a great open field tackle.
And we saw earlier in the game Cannon step over a couple of those. He didn't step over that one. That's going to bring up a 4th and pick up 1 on the play. Bring up a 4th and 5. And Woodbridge football, they go for it.
Oh, yeah. 79 Josh Williams back in there at left tackle as well. He went down early in the first quarter.
Early in the first quarter, yeah. Under 3 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Caravel, they need a stop here. Full house backfield. And drops back, play action. Oh, there's a flag on play. That's going to be a pass interference. And that's going to bring up a automatic first down for Woodbridge.
Hard to see through this window. I couldn't tell if they got tangled up or if it was pass interference, but that's big on 4th down there. I mean, automatic first down no matter where the placement is. So.
Well, while we have the penalty, let's go to the Juwan Johnson State Farm trivia question. Caravel Academy has won 4 Division II state championships. 2 of them were back-to-back. What years did the Buccaneers win consecutive state titles? The answer coming up at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Brings up a 1st and 10 for Woodbridge, and they're at about the 19, so they're in the Lashers red zone. Cannon breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, breaks a 3rd tackle down the sideline, cuts it back inside, goes out of bounds around the 5.
And off to number 30, Cannon.
Trez, he's having a great game here.
He is. Very nimble for a guy his size. And, we've seen that first guy from Caravel missed the tackle, and then he really makes him pay.
14 yards up to the 5-yard line.
Ball at the 5, 1st and goal. Again, we're in the Lashers.
It is a Raider first down.
Red zone, 1st and goal at the 5. Cannon again, Massey, and he gets a touchdown, Jaquan Massey. That makes it 27-7, and I think we're starting to see the size and the depth of Woodbridge take over in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they've come out, and it looked very similar to that first drive we saw of the game, and both of these drives here in the second half, and they've done exactly what they wanted to do, and that's just drive the ball down the field.
Josh, can you believe this? At the Harvest Bowl, 2 high-powered offenses, it's still 7-6 Middletown.
If you would have told me that before the game, I'd have said you were lying.
Right. Northern scores 2-point conversion. They now lead Sussex Tech 20-17. On the kick, number 51. 51, Xavier Hayes. Kicks up, and it's good. 28-7 Woodbridge. Folks, we're going to take a quick commercial timeout. We'll be back with the rest of the third quarter.
Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
And welcome back to Greenwood, Delaware. Woodbridge about to kick it off after their touchdown by Jaquan Massey, his second of the game. And we talked about whether he would run like his brother through the tackles, and he has tonight.
Yeah, he's run the ball really hard. Both those backs that got back there seem like they're loaded to tackle.
And we have a different man D, but I don't see a number for Caravel. And on the ground. Oh, he bobbles it, but he's able to get it. It'll be Caravel 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Minute 40 to play here in the third quarter.
About the 40-yard line. Brings up a first, maybe 39-yard line. Brings up 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Caravel. Now, this is a drive. They have to make something happen on this drive, even to have a chance in this game. I think,
absolutely. Because if you give Woodbridge the ball back, they're going to eat up some clock,
right.
And then eventually your amount of possessions are going to go down.
So trips here to the near side and a little trouble getting adjusted. Shotgun snap and throws the out and can't get back to it. As number 10 for number 3, Raleigh Collins. And Woodbridge put a little bit of pressure on Hoffman there. The guy coming in off the edge. Brings up 2nd and 10 for Caravel. So Woodbridge, I thought Josh, I still think Caravel's number 10 might be a little low. But I think Woodbridge right now, so far, is showing that, they're deserving of the number 1 ranking.
Yeah, they've done nothing tonight to disprove that. I mean, like you said, they're not rebuilding, they're reloading. Right.
Trips to the near side. Hoffman takes the snap, looks to the right side. He's got a slant pattern. He's got a man open. Just out of his reach. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, you can tell they just haven't quite gotten the timing down those two yet. But, a couple of times they had it, they were drops, and they just can't quite seem to make a play right now.
That's right. 3rd and 10 for Caravel. And, these two played in the state tournament 3 years ago, and this is kind of how the game went. Close, and then Woodbridge started to pull away. And then, Caravel had to try to throw the ball. And tonight, it's just not the conditions to be throwing the ball. Same formation, shotgun. And we're going to get a procedure. And we do not have a number for number 11. He's probably happy right now that he's not on the roster as he jumps forward. And it's going to be an illegal procedure on Caravel. He's going to make it a 3rd and 15.
Caravel's had quite a few penalties tonight, and a lot of it with bad timing as well.
Right. And Woodbridge did in the first half, and they've kind of cleaned it up here a little bit in the second half. But that's just, I expect that when I come to a Woodbridge game is to see penalties early in the season. And they just find a way to win games. Same formation, shotgun with Hoffman. And it looks like Woodbridge is going man coverage. And looking down the right sideline, and there's the flag.
Yeah,
a little pull there by number 12, Jordan Evans. I was waiting for a flag to come from somewhere.
Yeah, as the receiver was trying to come back for the ball, he kind of brought him back towards him. So
stay right here with me, man.
But with a duck in the air like that, you probably should have let it go.
Right.
Right after you compliment Woodbridge on it making a lot of
right, they make a penalty. The pass interference on Woodbridge.
Still haven't seen Potter back in the game.
No. A down 3 scores, maybe. You don't want to lose that guy for the year.
Absolutely not.
And they're going to mark it off 15. It should be a first down. First down. So the ball moves up to the 49-yard line of Caravel. 1st and 10 for the Bucks.
Automatic first down, or not an automatic first down, but yardage of first down. 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers.
And they're going to go with a little
great tackle
inside handoff. And tackle hit by 40, then they finished off by number 50 and number 33, Wyatt Wright. And, of course, Ford Jackson seems to be in on every play.
I'll tell you, that Wyatt Wright is a very impressive freshman.
Right. We talked in the pregame, how do you replace a Brock Keeler? You replace him with a Tajon Jackson or Ford Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's had a big night here, about a gain of half a yard.
I love the way he plays. I mean, there's passion on every single snap.
Oh, catches it in stride on a jump and brought down. We believe it was Earl, number 40, or number 15. Tackle made by number 12, Jordan Evans. Appoquinimink all over Cesar Rodney, 35-7.
Wow.
On your Barclay Heating and Air out-of-town scoreboard. First and 10 for the Bucks. Slot to both sides. Shotgun for Hoffman. 3-step drop, looks to the right, got a man down the sideline, and incomplete. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Ball marked at about the little yard markers are starting to disappear here. It's about the 31.
Yeah, this window's starting to
fog up and
get
rain on it. You can see our substitute cameraman, Dave Marvel, doing his best to towel that lens off so we can bring you some of this football game. Second and 10. Somebody's got a big truck back there. Double slots again. Hoffman in the shotgun. And he's looking down the sideline. All right. Broken up by number 3. Massey, and probably could have had an offensive interference call there as number 3 for Collins for Caravel, who looked to be all over the back of Massey. No call either way. Good no call as far as I think. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Like Collins was trying to come back. Massey able to get his hands on it and break it up. Almost picked off. 3rd and 10 for Caravel. Three-step drop under pressure. Throws, got a man and hits him.
What a ball.
First down. Who was that on the catch?
Number 1.
That's Jordan Veeney. First down. And let's see where they placed the ball at the 19. That puts us in the Lashers barbecue red zone.
He threaded the needle on that.
Yes, he did. That was good, and he was under some big-time pressure.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get this playoff before the end of the – and they're not. At the end of 3 quarters, your score, the Woodbridge Blue Raiders 28, Caravel 7. Caravel's driving, folks. We'll be right back with some fourth-quarter action and the answer to tonight's trivia question from Juwan Johnson State Farm. Folks, we'll be right back after this timeout.
Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware.
Here we go. As Josh and I were talking as we came back on the air, next week will be Howard at Laurel. Laurel took a loss last night to Brandywine. Battle for the bone. As the Brandywine Bulldogs get one over on Laurel, the Bulldogs. And here we go. It's going 1st and 10. Looks like the ball's about the 17, maybe 18-yard line. Caravel looking to cut this score in half. 4x4 or 2x2 here, Josh. Stacked on both sides. Hoffman in the shotgun and looks to the corner.
Oh, what an interception.
And that's intercepted, picked off by number 6, Kenny Newton.
Another freshman.
Yep, second turnover for Caravel tonight. And he just got position, jumped up, got the ball at his highest point.
Yep, he went mano on mano and took it away from him.
That's going to put the ball back around looks like the 2-yard line, but it's Woodbridge's ball. And things keep going the way they've been going tonight. They'll march it out there a little bit, and
Rangers will start 1st and 10 from the 1.
so 1st and 10 from the 1.
On the offense out there. Here's an announcement for all the Woodbridge High School students. The Student Government Association will be accepting applications.
Purdue taking the play into the huddle.
Chance to be involved in all parts of the school.
And we're starting to see. No, they're still going to those big splits, Josh.
Yeah, they've really stretched out between those guard. That B gap really, really extended it.
Cannon hit in the hole, but able to push forward. It looks like it's going to bring up a 2nd down. Well, while we run the play back and forth, let's go with the answer to tonight's trivia question. Caravel Academy has won 4 Division II state championships. 2 of them were back-to-back. What years did the Bucks win consecutive state titles? 1989 and 1990. The Caravel Academy Buccaneers won back-to-back state titles in Division II.
You know who they beat in 1989, right?
Lake Forest.
Yep.
Was that under Fleming or was that after Fleming left?
I think that was Fleming.
Okay. Jim Fleming, longtime coach coached against me back in the 80s. And a little dive straight ahead, gets it out to about looks like the 2 or 3 yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
Gain of about 2 on the play brings up a 2nd down.
It's like Purdue just might be getting himself a little bit of punting room. Rain tapering off there, and we got a nice clean view now. Early 4th quarter action, Woodbridge with the 28-7 lead, playing in the shadows of their own end zone right now. 3rd and 8 after the interception by Kenny Newton, freshman. A lot of freshmen contributing tonight. A toss to Massey, breaks a couple tackles, gets it out to about the 5. Where it'll be 3rd and 6 for Woodbridge. Oh, Jed Bell, the Riverboat Gambler there, going with a toss in his own end zone.
Yeah. But you know what? Even though they got to punt it away here, they'll take it. They didn't give up any points, and he took another 2 minutes off the clock.
Right,
so.
in the 4th quarter at that. So Purdue on the punt. He'll be they've been going with the short snap. They've been going with about a 10, 11-yard snap, it looked like. And he's in the middle of the end zone with the ball on the 5. So he's got to get it off quick. And we're going to get a timeout. Caravel? Let's see.
Haven't gotten a signal.
No. There's your timeout.
There it goes.
Caravel. There it is.
Okay.
Folks, we're going to take a commercial timeout. We'll be right back with more 4th quarter action. Your score, Woodbridge Blue Raiders 28, Caravel Academy Buccaneers 7.
At Capstone Homes, we believe your new home should be designed and inspired by you. Our comprehensive new home experience will give you peace of mind. We have in-house design and drafting, selection centers, and model homes throughout Sussex County so you can experience different layouts. And a terrific team that takes an amazing amount of pride in each and every home we build. Create your new home.
And back to that, Josh, that's twice now that Caravel has called timeouts on punting situations.
Yeah, and you hate to burn those on special
right.
teams.
Rugby-style kick by Purdue.
Oh.
And that's number 1, Veeney, back there this time, and he just can't get the hop that he wants.
And that's an area where he'd miss Potter. He would at least, fair cat and come and caught the ball.
And just the experience of Potter. The speed for him to get out there and get under. We saw that earlier tonight.
Yeah.
The ball looked like it was just going to bounce, and he's under it in no time.
He's still over there stretching.
I don't know if he's a baseball player, but he'd make a heck of a center fielder with his coverage of ground. So Buccaneers take over at the Woodbridge 45. 1st and 10. 9 minutes and 29 seconds to play in the game. Wind still really whipping. And there we go, double slots. Nobody in the backfield. Are we missing a player? Yes.
We've seen a lot from Caravel.
Yeah, I was going to say, we had double slots, but we didn't have a back in the backfield. Oh, under pressure, throws it down the field. Oh, and almost picked off by number 5, Jaden Bacon. But Vini laid out for that thing.
Yes, he did.
Brings up 2nd and 10. And we have not seen Potter since that kick return after you saw him go off the field. So hopefully not injured too bad. Hoffman takes the snap. Got Vini open, but overthrows him. Vini about a half a step on the defender. And we talked about testing Woodbridge's secondary, and they've answered
held
it.
up. They have certainly held up. These two young safeties are incredibly impressive between Bacon and Newton.
And those are two guys that I didn't see on the field. I covered like 4, 5, 6 Woodbridge games through the playoffs, and just don't remember calling their name.
That's
3rd and 10.
It's because Newton was playing middle school ball.
Oh, I see. He's only a freshman.
As impressive as that is.
And a little bit of a draw. And going to be tackled by guess who?
Jackson.
For Jackson. When we have Jim Tacker, he does the defensive stats. He's at a wedding tonight, so we get no defensive stats. But 4th and called a long 6, and on the punt is Hoffman. But Jackson's definitely he's racked up the tackles tonight.
Yeah, he's got to be close to double digits.
Hoffman going back to the sideline on a 4th and 7. And now they're not going to punt. He looked like he was dropping back to punt. Oh, a little slap
nice.
pattern.
Yeah, a little isolation for the back.
That's number 6, Drumgo. And he's going to have enough for the first down.
Yeah, they kind of just ran everybody off and then hoped that their guy could beat that guy.
1st and 10 for Caravel. Ball around just outside the 20-yard line. Same formation. Hoffman takes the snap out of the shotgun. Has the same man underneath. This time Massey sniffs it out. Incomplete pass. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Massey just kind of jumped that route there.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for Caravel at the 21-yard line. And quick pass. Man, he's kicking through a football, though.
Yeah, that was a dart.
Yeah. And we have a completion. Yes, we do. Catch by number 15, who we believe is Jermaine Earl. Pickup of about 5 on the play brings up 3rd and 5. And we are in the Lashers red zone. And Caravel desperately needs to convert this into points. Oh, he's under pressure and sacked. Number 44, Ellis Cannon. And I guess if you're going to wear that number, you better get down on the quarterback,
yeah,
huh?
Absolutely. Big shoes to fill with that.
That's right. The sophomore.
Man. The youth of this
This defense is young, yeah.
It's very young.
That drops him back, brings up a 4th and 13 for Caravel. Hoffman empty backfield, throws one down over the middle, out of the reach, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Woodbridge will take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line with 6:49 to play.
Fastball is incomplete. It's a turnover on downs.
So Josh, your thoughts so far with 6.5 to go, or a little over 6.5 to go, of this Woodbridge team, and they got some tough games down the road. They got Wilmington Friends on the schedule. They go down to Virginia against an unknown. I think they beat them like a couple years ago. They
really?
went back and forth, yeah. Your thoughts on Woodbridge so far tonight, with how they look tonight?
They're very impressive. I was curious coming into this to see how they'd replace that special senior class they had, but it doesn't look like they've skipped a beat at all.
That's going to be number 2 on the carry, Trey Haynes, and he pushes ahead out across to the 36-yard line. And that's going to bring up a second gain of 6, make it 2nd and 4.
Big gain of about 6 on the play brings up a second down, 4 yards to go.
And Woodbridge going on one of those long drumbeat drives here. Yeah.
Kill as much clock as possible.
That's number 6 on the carry, Kenny Newton. He picks up maybe a yard on the play, brings up, it's going to be a 3rd and 4. Well, this Caravel line has stood up. They're still, they're still playing it. Not seeing really any fatigue out of them. That was the concern coming in with limited guys, but we're seeing the guys playing both ways are still playing hard. Woodbridge goes to that full house backfield. I would call it the T-Buck. That's going to be a first down. That was Massey on the carry.
These running backs from Woodbridge just have a way of kind of finding an extra yard or two.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's there.
They got that nice little jump step, and they do a lot of things, and they look alike. All their backs run the same way. First down, ball outside the 35 to the 37. And precious time just ticking away for Caravel here in the season opener. Number 10 ranked Caravel. Brings a 1st and 10, Woodbridge in, slot to the far side. And Purdue's going to pass. He's got a man in stride. Oh, right off the fingertips of Trey Haynes.
All right, if you bought a blue 50-50 ticket for the cheerleader.
Another great ball by Purdue down the field.
And he is staying down.
Tickets out now. Injured Raider on the field.
Got a player looking over him like, you need me to help you? Or I'll just wait for the trainer. Folks, we're going to take a quick timeout during his injury. We'll be right back to score. Woodbridge 28, Caravel 7 with 4:49 to go in the game.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource.
Congratulations, Dover Federal, on 60 years in business in Delaware.
You've been by our side since our doors opened.
Thank you so much for giving me a call on so many years ago when I had no credit.
You helped our business grow into what it is today.
As a military family, thank you for supporting the financial needs of servicemen and their loved ones.
Happy anniversary, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Happy anniversary.
And that's Trey Haynes. He walks off the field under his own power, a little limp, but refused to let the trainer help him. So I think he may have got his cleat stuck in that as he went down. Walking gingerly, but he is okay and walking off the field under his own power. 2nd and 10 for the Woodbridge Blue Raiders at their own 37-yard line. Purdue under center. And it's going to be a handoff to, can't quite get a number. Newton again, the freshman. Now he's just starting to show us his skills on offense.
Yeah. I know we've talked about it plenty enough tonight, but I think that's been one of the most impressive things about Woodbridge is this youth that does not play like young guys. I mean, they play like they're veterans.
Pick up a 5 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 5. And that's going to be number 5 coming back on the counter. Jaden Bacon, and he's pushing the pile, gets the first down.
Nice run on the play.
You know, one of the things we said, what was keys of the game was Woodbridge had to play with swagger, and I think they have tonight.
Absolutely. And a big thing that we had said for Caravel was to try to get off the field on third down.
Right, and that's not what's happening. You're right. First and 10 in Caravel territory at the 46. And starting to see some fresh numbers on the field for the Blue Raiders. And that's going to be number 6, Newton. He's going to pick up about 8 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 2. Tackle made by number 18, which we do not have a name for.
50-50 ticket 386-709. You need to make your way here to the announcer's booth.
Nemus go now because they're bringing it back to the 40. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Calm down. We got it.
2nd and 4. Full house backfield for the Blue Raiders. That's going to be Newton again. Nice little sidestep to get out of that tackle, but slips and falls. Loses about a yard on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd, and now make it 2 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Under 3 minutes to play here in the game. And Woodbridge taking the time, breaking the huddle. And back to an I formation. That's Newton at fullback. He's a small fullback. But he doesn't run like a small guy.
No, he doesn't.
And fullback counter and makes a couple guys miss. Gets it back to about the 40. It's going to bring up a 4th and 4.
3rd down and 5.
Going under 2 minutes to play here. Coming up at the end of the game, we'll go to a quick commercial timeout. We'll come back with the Active Pest Solution Pest of the Game and the Louis Pizza Player of the Game. Like I said, we're going to have a short post-game tonight, folks. We've had all kinds of issues up here.
Found a way to make it work, though.
Yeah, we made it work. Got the broadcast out. Got to see a good top 10 game. I formation for Woodbridge, 4th and 4, taking their time. Watching the back judge giving the 5 count, and we're going to get a Woodbridge timeout. As Jed Bell trying to kill some clock here. And, folks, we'll take a commercial timeout. We'll be right back in Greenwood for the Friday Night Henley Conference Game of the Week.
I'm Sarah, the Director of Events at Baywood Greens. Planning a wedding is an exciting and wonderful time. Let us help you make it great. Our experienced team of hospitality professionals coordinate and execute every detail to provide a stress-free experience so you can focus on the moment. From food to flowers, we prepare everything on site, tailored to your vision. Let Baywood Greens transform your next event to a memorable experience. I'm Sarah.
And welcome back to Greenwood. 28-7 Woodbridge leads, 4th and 4, just inside the 40 of Caravel. I formation, Purdue under center. And a first down there, and that just kind of puts it away. Caravel with just one timeout remaining. That's going to be a toss to Newton. And he's going to turn it up. He's got the first down inside the 30. Breaks the tackle. Gets hit and goes out of bounds around the 14-yard line. And we're going to have a flag on the play.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
Well out of bounds.
Yep, a couple of these here will ice the game. And, man, what an impressive performance by Woodbridge there.
Now, they threw a flag, but they've not done anything. So I guess there's not going to be a penalty on that play. First and 10 for Woodbridge in the Lashers red zone. going to be a handoff to number 5, Jaden Bacon. He picks up a couple, takes it down into about the 8-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, call it a 2nd and 5.
20-yard run there for the first down. We have another 5-yard gain here. Brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders.
And Woodbridge kind of emptying the bench here on the play. Number 21, Keshawn Cox, a freshman at fullback. Tell you what, Woodbridge they're okay at the fullback position, let me tell you. And that's going to be Cox taking the handoff. Gets it down close to the 5.
Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 2. Brings up a 3rd down.
This is going to be one of those take a while to spot the ball in this game. And that's what they're going to do. They're not going to respot the ball. That's going to be your fall game, folks. Their final, Woodbridge Blue Raiders 28 and the Buccaneers of Caravel 7. We'll be right back to this timeout to announce our end of the game awards. Well, Josh, this is your first time in the booth, and as you can see, the ants are on the screen. That can only mean one thing. Who is our Active Pest Solutions Pest of the Game?
I think we could both agree this was a pretty easy decision,
Right.
Benny. I think we're going to go with Tayshawn Ford Jackson, the middle linebacker. Started the game off with 2 big hits in the backfield, and he never let up.
Absolutely. Tayshawn Ford Jackson, your Active Pest Solutions Pest of the Game. And our Louis Pizza Player of the Game. It's a Massey. It's just a different Massey. It's Jaquan Massey, the senior running back, with a couple of touchdowns tonight. He was over close to 100. He was almost to 100 yards in the first half. We didn't get to do any stats for the second half due to all the changes we had to make. But Jaquan Massey is your Louis Pizza Player of the Game. Louis Pizza, Rehoboth Avenue, home of the grinder. Folks, real quick recap. What did you think here this game? I thought it was a good top 10 game.
Oh, absolutely.
Between two teams, I thought Caravel played well. I just think the depth of Woodbridge was the difference.
Oh, absolutely. And to see Woodbridge lose that many guys and then just replace them, and it looks like they just keep churning, it's pretty impressive.
And not that many guys. Player of the Year.
Yeah.
2 offensive and defensive Player of the Year.
All-staters.
Yeah, 4 All-Staters. So, folks, thank you, Josh Webb, for Trey Mitchell, Dave Marvel, Kristen Mitchell back at the Lewis studio. That's a wrap for tonight. Tomorrow, University of Delaware with a 7 p.m. kickoff at Rhode Island. Wesley is at Franklin and Pierce with a noon kickoff. And Delaware State is idle. So catch up on some of your Delaware college football teams. Next week, I know the Blue Hens return home, and I think Del State returns home also. So for 302 Sports, have a great sports weekend.